Hello, door number 19. Little Christmas joke for you. Who hides in a bakery at Christmas? Mince pies. Again, I don't know what to say really, I'm clutching at straws. Right, let's have a look at this one. Another 10 marker Brucey bonus day. Okay, so I want to focus on these 10 markers. Some people did really well in these in the mock, some people didn't, and need to improve on these, and we've talked in detail about how you can do that. So, got another evaluate. A lot of these are evaluate. Evaluate the importance of social interaction in later adulthood for individual health and well-being. Refer to relevant theories in your answer. You should always try to refer to theories when doing 10 markers. That should be the first thing that you think about. Well, one of the first things. What theories can I fit into this question? What are relevant? Okay, so it's made a point of saying you need to find some theories. Have a think about this. How would you answer it? Why is it important? And we'll have a look at some answers in a minute. Okay, answers. They do centre around the two theories. Before we do that though, let's just get back to the question. Okay, so we're talking about social interaction here. So it's about keeping people active in later life. Why is it important? But what you can do is, just flip back, you can link this social interaction to pies. And I know it might seem daft because you can't talk about physical, it's social. But what you can do about it is talking about having social relationships, how that can have a benefit to your physical health. So you could talk about how socially interacting in a group and people at the same age, you might have similar hobbies like going swimming, that's going to keep you physically active. You might go to bingo together, that's going to link to your intellectual development and keep that going. Emotional, they're going to support you in time of need if you've got a good social circle. And then obviously social linking to itself, you get to talk to more people, meet new people, you might learn new interests of other people. So it's not just all about the theories, you can link social interaction to health and well-being, okay? And think about pies, and you're less likely to get depressed if you've got social interaction. You can speak to people and meet people and get things to do in the day together. So that's what your answer should centre around. In terms of the theories, well, the two we looked at were social disengagement theory, okay, and that theory was just as it says here. You can have a look at this, that it views the aging process as gradual withdrawal between society and the older adult, and they said that this was inevitable, okay, that you would withdraw from society, natural and acceptable. They talked about people self-reflecting in later adulthood, okay, because they've got more time on their hands and it's obviously coming towards the end of their life, but they could still have years to live. I'm not saying it's imminent, but it's the last chapter of their life, and self-reflection, especially when people are retired, that goes on there. But it does accept that many people do want to stay occupied, but the thing about this theory was because of intellectual and physical and social decline, that they would naturally withdraw. It would just happen. Okay, so that was one theory put forward. And you know the downside of that if that happens about self-esteem, confidence, depression, isolation, and if you're not leaving the house and you're withdrawing from, disengaging from people and society, your physical health's going to be affected as well. The opposite to that, having Gerst's theory of activity, it was just a complete opposite really. It came along shortly after disengagement theory. And it talks about how being active is increasingly possible, and older people have important roles to play. That was looking after family members, learning new skills, new hobbies, keeping themselves intellectually stimulated, taking up new hobbies like gardening. I think it was over 50% of people in this life stage are into gardening. Again, they've got more time, and that's one of the new hobbies that they often pick up to take fill this time. It does accept, again, some can't maintain an active lifestyle due to limitations, so that's linking back to that. So it's a balanced argument, but this did say that people could do a lot more to stay active, and you can give some examples in terms of free bus pass. The internet's come along now. They can speak to family members, they can FaceTime them. All of this you can put in. Remember, when these theories were made, it was in the 1960s, so it was very different then. if you didn't have, most people had a black and white TV and 3 TV channels, never mind a phone. They didn't have mobile phones, they didn't have internet, so to disengage, it was more common, to be honest with you. Now, the government, they do provide a lot of opportunities for older people. They still get a lot of free stuff, prescriptions, glasses, eye tests. There's a lot of things they get to support keeping older people in later adulthood active. Okay? So, I've waffled on a bit there, but have a look at those IDs. You definitely need to know about the theories, and again, how can socially interacting promote health? And you should know that by now. We've talked about that a lot.